Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification because at Get Right Results, there aren't any excuses, just results.
Anyway, so whoever wants to start, just again, like background, little information about yourself.
From Marlboro, I guess technically Highland. I turned 25 in July, which is like major quarter life crisis that I've been trying to get over because he keeps calling me old. And I am getting into powerlifting. My first meet is in 7 weeks. What brought me into fitness, I used to do bodybuilding more, and it was great. I loved how much your body actually physically changes, but I went into powerlifting because I cared more about my actual strength than caring about what I looked like. But not a lot of people put light on going from bodybuilding to powerlifting and the mental aspects of watching your body not be what you really want it to be anymore because your goal is being stronger is something that I feel like more people should talk about because it's definitely not that easy to go through. But I have 2 kitties. One of them's name is Oliver and the other one is Zoe. She's like the Tasmanian devil. And we are trying to move out of New York. That's kind of about me.
All right, Nick.
I'm Nick. I'm also from Marlboro. Originally from Newburgh and moved to Marlboro when I was young. I played 4 different sports at the varsity level in high school. I played 2 in college. One thing that's kind of driven me all my life is I was born with a birth injury, so that kind of gave me a little chip on my shoulder going through life, not wanting to be treated any different from a fully able-bodied person. So it kind of pushed me to be the best as I possibly could and try and be better than everybody I ever competed against. And it's kind of gotten me to the point in my life now where I don't settle for anything less than I think I should have. I personally think it's a blessing and a curse. I say it's a blessing more than a curse though, just because you're always going to have that drive. You're always going to want more. You're always going to be hungrier, which is great. But for me, you kind of lose sight of the bigger picture, which is just caring for people, which is also what I do as a job. I work at an alternative therapy facility called iCryo. It's a nationally recognized company. So with that business, I like to focus on helping people. So I think just the community as a whole, we need to focus on bettering everyone's health and wellness just across the board, because overall that would just help us in the whole entire world. Realistically, there's so many, you know how it goes. You walk down the street and there's so many people that are out of shape that look uncomfortable. And those are the same people that are intimidated to go to the beach, intimidated to go to the pool, intimidated to go to the gym because they don't feel like they belong. So I feel like if we can spread the more health and wellness knowledge just across the board to everybody, everyone will have a better understanding that it's not me versus you, it's me and you helping each other to get better so we can kind of grow as a whole, is kind of my aspect and view on the health and wellness community. I don't compete in any powerlifting, bodybuilding. I train like a bodybuilder. That's my training style. Honestly, right now I'm just keeping up with her and working. So trying to get out of New York, trying to move somewhere warm eventually, but got to start somewhere.
Nice. And what advice would you give to individuals like you were just speaking on that might be a little intimidated to get into the gym?
What I would say to those people is just start. It's a matter of just getting your foot in the door, getting your feet wet, even if you're going once a week for a month. So that means you're going, 3.5 times out of the month? That's a start. As long as you're getting there, getting into a groove, kind of trying to find your niche in the gym or wherever you're being physically active, should be your goal. Because once you start and you see your first minimal result, and I'm talking maybe a baby vein popping out of your arm, or you're noticing your overall health, you just feel better day to day. It's addicting, and that's what got me started. I played sports, but I never was big into fitness, and then as soon as I got dragged to the gym by Cole, actually, when I was 16, after a week, I loved it because I noticed my body was sore, but I felt good. And that's what kind of made me addicted to it. And I think that's the same thing for anyone. You talk to anybody, it's either I thought I was too big, I thought I was this, I thought I was that. And all it took was they just need to go and trust the process. That's what it is. So that's the advice I would give is start. I know it's intimidating. Go there, put your headphones on. You don't have to look at anybody. Just start.
I would literally just be like, everyone has started somewhere.
Right.
Like, whether it's your first week in the gym or your 100th week in the gym, like, everyone had a starting point. So it's like, why are people so intimidated by going to the gym if they know, like, someone had to walk in and sign up one day? You don't just start at 3 months in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, that's great. And with that being said, it's obviously apparent that you guys both have passions for fitness, but what other passions do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I guess traveling. Not that I do it often, but like, there's literally no better feeling than just going somewhere outside of where you are 24/7. Like, when we went to California last summer, it was literally like a dream the entire time. Like, it didn't feel real. So I feel like if I was able to do that more, then probably that. Definitely traveling.
Honestly, I enjoy coaching. I've done it I haven't done it like recently within like the last 6 months, but I coach travel baseball teams. I've coached football teams. I've coached high school athletes, college athletes. And for me, I love that just because I get to give the knowledge that I have now after I've already been through youth sports, high school sports, college sports to kids that don't know what they're walking into, and I can make sure they're prepared. That's my favorite part about it, honestly. And that's what I would say is my like hobby or my other interest is I truly just like helping people. And I remember being a high school athlete, going into college, going to Portland, like, oh my God, what's about to happen to me? And I feel like if these younger kids growing up now have someone that can prepare them for that, they'll just be better off and they'll actually end up succeeding earlier on in college than having to go through a struggle year as a freshman and then get to your sophomore year and be ready for it. I feel like they should be ready from the start, and not enough people are dropping knowledge on younger kids, younger athletes, younger students across the board, honestly.
And do you think that that's, one of the problems that we have nowadays as far as opportunity for kids to learn a little bit more in depth about sports and activities that they're getting into?
I think people don't highlight anything besides like what we did in high school, which was literally going to math, going to science, going to English, and then going to social studies. Like, we didn't have life classes about how do you balance a checkbook? Like, how do you do all of these things?
So yeah, definitely. I feel like that's where we lack. I think just because think about all the kids you hear nowadays that have to go to therapy because they have mental health issues that they can't deal with anything going on, so it just eats them alive. That's because we aren't preparing them. That's truly the sole reason. It's because they're not prepared and they weren't ready to take on what was coming at them.
Life.
Literally life.
Actual
Literally
life.
life. Yeah.
Moving forward with, we're all essentially, still super young and we still have so much life ahead of us. But so that being said, what are some of your goals as far as moving forward, whether that be, both in fitness and then just life in general?
So we both want to open a gym together.
Ooh.
Maybe not something that would be like this big chain, like a Gold's or a Planet Fitness or something like that, but more something like our gym up here, ABC. ABC Fitness is like a privately owned gym, and there's very little to no rules in there. Just like be respectful of other people, clean up your shit, and that's it.
That's one of the biggest gyms in the Northeast.
Like, it does the best out of anyone in the 518. Like, and the best part is that the owner is so personable with people and like really wants to get to know his members, while other gyms are kind of just like, okay, yeah, did you make sure that you're in the 2-year contract and that's it, I'll never see you again.
Yep.
Like, he just So we want to make a gym that's like that, like a second home to people. Like when I don't have to go to the gym and I have to have an off day, I'm literally like, what do I do with myself? I don't know what to do. Because I spend 2.5 to 3 hours at that place every day almost. And so it's literally like our second home. And we've gotten to know so many good people there. So that's part of our goals.
I would definitely, yes, like she said, definitely love to open a gym. Honestly, with my job now, if I'm being completely honest, it's opened my eyes to the recovery side of the fitness world too. So I would always entertain the idea of maybe even doing a recovery part of that same gym. That could also be a goal, because honestly, what I do is so crazy, because not that it's hard to be me, because it's not. It's easy to like put people in and out of these services, but like every service we have we're helping people's bodies heal itself. We're not putting any drugs into you. It's non-invasive services. Yeah. It's all your body's healing itself, and we're just triggering certain areas of your body to do so. So like I think that's perfect, because you see how it is nowadays. All these big pharma companies are pushing whatever the hell they got into people because they can make money off of it.
Or pushing surgeries, which is setting people back.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I have people that are coming into me that go get these big monster surgeries that didn't work, and then they come to me and they're trying to get help.
And meanwhile, with the cost of medical insurance or anything like that, like, and if you don't have medical insurance and you have to do these things, like it's thousands and thousands of dollars versus what he does, which is something that's not going to be cutting open your skin, and it's actually making more of a difference.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit longer, but at least you're not having to like wear something over your arm in the shower because you had to get arm surgery or something.
Yeah. So that's why that's definitely been brought out, is like after doing this and like being made manager and seeing more behind the scenes work, that's something I would definitely entertain. Honestly, just my overall goal, if I'll be honest with you, I just want to do something in my life that's going to help people at a high level. That's going to help a lot of people at a high level, because I think that this country and world is just failing as a society and caring for others. Instead of looking at someone else and saying, I want to be better than that person, we should all be trying to grow. And I think that's the downfall, and that's why we're all going to absolutely fail in the end. Yeah. If I'm being honest. I know I sound like such like a crazy person, but like,
no.
Because like I talk to my friends about this and they're like, yeah, but that's not how the world works. Why not? Literally, why not? You know, so that's my goal, is just, I know I won't be able to help everyone that lives on this planet, but if I can reach a good audience and like make a difference in their lives for the better, that's my goal, no matter what it is. I don't care how much money it is.
Even if it's a handful of people, that's still a difference, because it all starts
down. What I'm saying. Like, I don't know. You can ask her. I'm big on like, if I'm happy with what I'm doing, I'm cool with doing it. I don't care if it's for 6 figures or very, very little money. Like if I'm happy doing something, I'm going to do it. So that's kind of like how I live day to day, realistically. If I'm doing something that I don't like, I'm simply going to remove myself.
Yeah. And honestly, that's probably one of the biggest failures of, our society too, is that people are so focused on money. Money doesn't buy happiness. Like you can be in a job making 6 figures, but you're miserable every day. You're not even living. You just got to find that passion, find your little nook and run with it. It's so great thing.
Exactly.
So next, biggest accomplishment.
I guess my biggest accomplishment was honestly going as far as I have with football, with my football career, just coming out of college, talking to a bunch of different professional scouts, going to combines, being seen by professional coaches while I'm performing at that level. Just having meetings with professional teams, like that was an accomplishment in itself. They say playing college sports is a bonus, so I guess I got a bonus on top of the bonus. Obviously, I'm not there, but still working for it, still getting after it whenever I can, and hoping that day comes. But I'd say my biggest accomplishment was just seeing that through, because there was a point in college, my freshman year actually, where I almost quit football entirely. So I guess my biggest accomplishment was seeing it through and actually seeing the benefit of seeing it through and getting to the level that I have.
Biggest accomplishment. I would say my meet. I feel like, well, yes.
I would say that.
I kind of want to say both. Like the fact that I put myself in a position where I haven't been, aside from playing flag football and co-ed softball, like I haven't played a sport and done it competitively since my freshman year of college at Dutchess. And I feel like now that I'm being put in a situation where I'm going to step up on a platform in front of God knows how many people and have to do this, like that's going to be a really, really big accomplishment for me. So I'm proud of myself for even putting myself on the track for that. And then, yeah, I guess starting my own business as a personal trainer. I was working for a gym that I wasn't a fan of the way that they ran things. I had a lot of personal things going on as well, and I made almost little money. So kind of piggybacking off of what you said, I loved everything about that job so much, but I couldn't pay my bills. And it's like, I would hysterically cry over the fact that I had to leave that job, but I knew that it was something that I had to do. So making my own personal training, like business, I guess, it's slow and it's really, really, really tough. But I'm proud that I got myself out of an environment where it felt like nothing was good enough for my bosses. Meanwhile, I would be working 45-hour weeks, making less than $500 on a paycheck. And so I was just like, I couldn't do it. So I think leaving there and doing it on my own has been a really big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, just like we were talking about before, like you just got to start, because, you never know the opportunities that can come about. You might get hit with, I don't know, 100 clients tomorrow. So, it could pick up. It could pick up at any time.
Keep sharing my things. I think that was a really big accomplishment too. It's like, I just need Gymshark to just take all of my posts and keep sharing them.
Yeah. That's honestly fantastic. Really fantastic. So with everything that the both of you have been through, and your experiences, from where you are right now, what is some advice that you would tell your younger self?
Stop caring about other people. Stop giving a shit about what other people say, because I did for way too long, and it kept me from doing a lot of things. So I would definitely say just like do whatever your heart is telling you to do and your gut, and just like go with it, and just whatever people say, just it's gonna happen. Whether you're doing really, really well or you're doing really, really bad, like you're not going to have people that are going to support you all the time. And it's like, that's something that you just have to push through.
I would honestly say just be consistent. Honestly, be consistent and be hungry. Wake up wanting to do more. Wake up wanting to be better. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's days when I wake up and I want to lay in bed. That's why I have her though, because then she'll kick my ass and say, let's go. So if you, on those days where you don't have it and you're waking up and you don't feel like it's there that day, you need an accountability partner. But I would tell my younger self, stay consistent and be hungry, because there was a point in time in my life in college where I gave up on myself. I gave up on everything I was doing. I got kicked out of college and I had to beg to be taken back in. I had to seek actual professional help to help with my mental clarity. So don't give up on yourself and stay consistent and stay hungry. That would be it right there, because that's where I've gotten myself to the point now where I wake up and I'm like, okay, I got legs today. I'm going to go crush legs, and then I'm going to go crush work, and I'm going to go do this and that. And I won't relax until my ass is on the couch at night, so because you got to do it while you're young. That's when it is. Because if you don't do it while you're young, you're going to be miserable when you're old. That's what I've come to the realization of life. If you're not getting after it at a young age and really staying hungry and pushing yourself, all these older people in life can look at you and be like, oh, you spread yourself so thin, oh, this, that, and the third. Well, I can do that right now. I can spread myself so thin and go to the gym at 6 a.m. and go to my job from 9 to 7 and then go bartend from 8 to 4 a.m. I can do it right now. So you might as well. So just stay hungry and keep going. That's what it is, honestly. No,
that's on both parts. That was great advice. I think a lot of people, especially now, they need to hear stuff like this. They need to hear, okay, because I feel like we're in the generation where right now is our prime time, and the younger generations are looking up to us. So we really need to make it a point to set really good examples, because looking down at these younger generations now, they need some help.
Yeah. And another downfall to life right now is social media. Everyone on social media makes it look so glamorous. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 16-year-olds that literally post one video, they get famous, they're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? It's not realistic. It seems like it happens to so many people, but then you got to actually think about how many people there are in this world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, the people that it's happening to is still probably a 2% of how many people are actually on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like social media gives these younger generations, like even us included, this false hope almost. Honestly, that's what it is. It's a false hope. Mm-hmm. So like, that's why I feel like, especially working with you guys and just being able to get to these bigger stages, being able to reach more people, we can start to get people to understand that, listen, like, life isn't just roses. You're going to go through shit, and it's going to be a matter of how you handle it and if you can get punched and punch back.
Right.
And that's what life is. And it's honestly, like, I hate to say that it's that simple, but it's that simple.
I kind of feel like, though, to give our generation a little bit of credit, like going back on the fact that I left a job where there was literally no hope for me making money and being able to support myself to making my own business, which hasn't given me that much more money, but I'm working towards something that I know is going to be better. And I think that our generation has been really tired of being told what to do. That, like, you have Carly literally started her entire business, and look at her, and she's amazing. And Kirsten and Delilah, like, they're doing so awesome that I feel like our generation is a really good, like group of people to look up to
and be the starting point,
because we're doing things
and be the starting point for doing what you love and being successful in what you love. Because think about it, when we were growing up, I mean, me, probably you too, your parents say, hey, you're going to go to high school, you're going to go to college, you're going to get your degree, you're going to get your job.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not how it is.
I went to school for sport management. I wear scrubs every day.
Yeah. I went to school to be a history teacher. I switched to business economics, and now I'm planning events. What?
Well, exactly. Well, there you go right there. You know, it's just a matter of finding what you're good at and what you love and putting your heart into it. And that's just what it is. Like, I love helping people. So like, when I get a chance to help someone in the gym or at my job, like an old woman comes in with arthritis and can barely walk, and then I help her and she feels great. Like, that's where I get rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my wealth right there. My paycheck is my paycheck. I pay my bills and I do what I can to save a little bit of money, whatever. That's fine. My wealth is in helping people and like seeing an actual change and difference.
Yeah, and I think that's what we need to spread more, because like I said before, it really is like so money based. Like, life it's all about money, 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 money. And again, to piggyback on the whole social media thing, they blast it out there like it's so easy and it's a great life, but they're also not seeing, like, with this social media fame comes a lot of hate and a lot of responsibility to almost put on a front like, oh, I'm having a great life, but like, are you really? You know, like,
yeah.
That's something that him and I have kind of always taken pride in, is that, like, on our social medias, like, I have always been 150% raw. Like, I will curse people out on social media if I think that they're disgusting human beings. Like, I will unfollow someone who is just extremely, like, I don't know, like, I've just always shown exactly who I was on social media, and it's very, very rare when you actually see that. And I'm sorry, but I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, picking out my outfit for the rest of the day and drinking my green tea. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm rolling out of bed and throwing on whatever I can find, and probably not eating till 12 because I didn't have time.
Right, literally.
That's like, and like, that goes back to what you said. It's social media, it puts on a front, because realistically, like, we always try, if you look at our social medias, like, that's us. That's the real us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on there, like, fucking with her in videos and doing dumb shit with her, and that's our life.
Send me. They are so funny, because Alana's so focused and zoomed in, and Nick's just like,
was behind me always.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's just our life, and that's what it is, and we just keep it natural and organic, and that's the best way to do it, realistically, because no one likes to liar. Honestly,
yeah,
I've been there before.
It's just fun.
I've lied before. Of course, everyone has, but at the end of the day, like, you gotta just show your true self. If you show your true self and people don't like you, then that's their problem. That's not your issue. Realistically, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that you know, you guys being moved or removed from, you know, Marlboro, and me, you know, I was up at Cortland, like it helps because out being on your own, it just really shows you like, okay, the rest of the world really isn't like this. And
I was gonna say, when you asked like the accomplishment thing, I thought to myself, like, probably just moving out of the 845 and never going back. Like, not saying that like because you went back, it's the end of the world, but like,
you're good.
I'm so happy, especially with like people that I still keep in contact with, doing all of the same things every single day. I'm literally like, how are you not one dead? Like, it's like, how are you not dead yet? And how are you like just happy? Like, how are you happy living like that? Like, it's different when you see like Shannon and Jess because they're thriving as teachers, and like New York pay it as a teacher is out, like there's nowhere better to be a teacher, and like they're so home and family oriented that it's great for them to be there. Like they love it there.
Right.
For us, it was not the case, and I have reached the point, like when we got back from Florida, I looked at him and was like, I can't spend another year here. There's so much out of New York, and New York is eating me alive, and I feel like I can't grow in New York anymore. If I had to, obviously I could make myself do it, but like I as a person just can't be in New York anymore, and that's why I'm so ready to leave.
Next question I have for you is, what is some advice you would tell to children about moving forward in life that have been, you know, or are in similar situations as you two?
Ask for help when you need it. Like, if I was very lucky after, this is gonna sound really weird, but I was very lucky after my car accident that our school made me see Miss Harden. Like they forced me to see her. Like I didn't really have an option. But I know for a fact I wouldn't have asked for that help. And if I didn't see her, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Like that was a situation where I was so mentally unhealthy, but because I got the help that I needed, like I'm so much stronger, and that turned me in. Like I grew up real fast. Like I stopped screwing around in high school and like just being when that happened. And like I want kids to be able to not go through something like that, but know that they can still get help whenever they have a situation.
And then kind of lighten the topic a little. I would definitely say, I would honestly say just try it all. I was a kid.
Do everything.
I do everything. Anything that you can possibly get your hands on, try it all, because you never know what you're gonna love. Like I was a kid where I did drama in middle school, so I tap danced, jazz danced, and took singing lessons. Like I took tennis lessons. I never played tennis ever, but I used to go take tennis lessons. I used to go counsel like day camps, and it wouldn't even be sports camps. It would just be random ass camps with random kids, and you would have to figure it out on your own. Like
I was a cheerleader in 4th grade.
You know, literally. So that's something I would say. Just literally try it all, because there's so much out there that you could end up falling in love with. And if you only try one or two things throughout your whole life, you're never going to actually get a chance to decide and actually get a good understanding within what you're good at and what you love. So try it all. Literally anything you can get your hands on, any project, any get together, anything, do it. Obviously within reason. Obviously, like use your brain and with
yeah, right. That's great advice, honestly. Biggest lesson learned?
Not everybody's gonna have your back, even though they seem like they are going to.
Amen.
And I'm, again, not trying to be such a Debbie Downer, but it's like, you really can't trust everybody. And being naive is really, really, really tough to grow up like. And I feel like a lot of it does have to do with how you're raised. Or my cat computer. With how you're raised, but it's like you should try to learn who's really there for you and who's really not there for you, like as early as possible. Because the later it gets, then the harder it is to deal with and understand, like, how could somebody do that to me? Like, not everybody is good in the world. So I would probably say that.
Okay. I would say, honestly, don't give up on yourself. Don't do it. There's tough times when like you want to give in to the pressure. You're sitting in your room, like I've been there. You're sitting in your room, you're hysterically crying, like, and you're contemplating your whole life, and it's a matter of, do I want to get up right now and do I want to make a difference, or do I want to sit here, feel sorry for myself, and act like a victim? And listen, of course, there's situations where you're a victim and like things have happened to you that are traumatic. I understand that. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't be a victim, as in,
don't let it control you.
Don't let it take over your life. Don't let it control you. Don't let it describe who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let something that happens change people's perspective of you. Like, always like be yourself and don't give up on yourself, because honestly, at the end of the day, and this holds true for everyone on this planet, even if they don't agree with me, it's the truth. You are stronger than you actually think you are.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is mentally, you're stronger than you think you are. Physical strength, you're stronger than you actually think you are. I'm not saying you can lift 1,000 pounds, but I'm saying to overcome obstacles and overcome hardship, it's very easy to wave the white flag and say, I'm done. You know, like it's so easy to do that. But at the same time, if you're someone that's going to punch back and stand up and go do your thing and actually make a difference and make a change, one, that's going to build better character, build you as a person to be even better than you were the day before. And two, it's also going to show that you're not just going to get kicked and just eat shit. Realistically, you're not going to stand for it. And if that's a thing, then you'll be more successful later in life.
That's great. You guys are giving really good answers. Like, I don't even know what to say.
Well, because these are things that literally, like, I just want to tell people.
We've had these conversations.
Like, these are things that, like, when people ask me these similar questions, like, I say this out in public.
Yeah, as you should.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just really hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's really good. So I have like a few more questions. One, we're gonna switch gears a little bit, just to dive into like you two. So what does it mean to you to be swole mates? Like, how do you encourage each other?
Honestly, it's
it's amazing.
I love it. It's great, honestly, because what's good about it is, like I said before, like I train more like a bodybuilder. That's the training style I train. She used to. So when we first started dating, like we trained every single day together, the same workout, we did it. So now she powerlifts. Honestly, I like that more. At first, it was a switch for me because I wasn't next to her the whole workout, but I like it because she can focus on what she's got to do. I can focus on what I got to do. And then we just go at the same time. So we're still there, like around each other, honestly. And I feel like it's given us good breathing room from each other, but also at the same time, we're still there for each other, which is what's great.
And like literally just the other day, so on Tuesday, I had to hit a deadlift PR, and I literally said, like, I thought he was leaving to go to work soon, and I literally looked at him and I was like, well, can you wait? Like, can you watch this first? Like, I want to be able to do like my highlights and my top sets in front of him, because like, it's not like I'm doing it for him, but it's like, it just feels so good knowing that he's there when I do something that meant so much to me. Like, I hit that and I was so excited. And the fact that he was the first person that I picked my head up and saw, like, that just made me feel so much better.
Oh,
and
so
like, what's good
guys.
Is like if I'm going to the gym and I'm trying to plan my workout, and I'm like stuck on what I want to do next to my workout, I can ask her, and she's got an idea. You know what I'm saying? And she's always switching it up on me, and vice versa. Or like, if she thinks her form is off, hey, just come watch me. Okay, sounds good. I see something. Hey, this is what you're doing. Try this, that, and the third, and vice versa. She does the same thing for me. Like, what she's done for my squat overall since we've been together is amazing. She's taught me so much with squatting, helping me with my bench currently right now. And like, I'm just getting better. And realistically, like, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have her, because I was one that went to the gym and was just like, let's
ego lift.
Let's throw this
24/7 ego lift.
You know, like, let's throw this weight on. Let's throw this weight on. Like, just see if we can move it. Like, no, now I'm actually like on a consistent progression throughout my workouts, and on an actual split, and actually like watching a progression and going through it. And as opposed to, oh, I did this last week, let's throw like this on this week and see what happens.
Like,
you know,
you are legitimately night and day from when we first started working out together to now. Like, you just care more.
Right. And honestly, it's because I understand it more.
Yeah.
It's because I definitely understand it more, and that's what it is. And honestly, and that's us. That's us in a nutshell, dude. Like when we're not at the gym, we're at home hanging out together, or like we're both at work, obviously. But majority of the time, we're at the gym together, and that's where like the vibe between us is probably the best.
Yeah.
Always. It's like always like in the gym because like we can be mad serious, and from across the whole entire gym, we'll make eye contact, and then we'll just start dancing.
And then do something that's
and
stupid.
we'll just start doing stupid shit across the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is, and that goes back to what I was saying when you asked about people that want to go to the gym but maybe are intimidated, and I said just start. Like literally just start, and then you might meet somebody. And then you know what I'm saying? And then you can grow together, you know? So like just starting at the gym, yes, it's going to overall benefit you, but at the same time, you might meet someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's people that I trust with my entire life who I met 3 months ago at this gym than people who I've been friends with for 10 years. Like,
you know, so like
the gym community overall, outside of just us being like a couple, is so amazing. It's so like,
yeah.
The amount of friends I've made through the gym has been incredible.
Right.
So yeah, it could potentially lead into a relationship like ours. And I hate to say it, but our relationship's great. It's awesome. Like, it's so fun being able to just like learn and grow together, and that we both have like the same similar goals. It just makes everything so much better.
And listen, we're not going to sit here and tell you that we don't argue. We do.
Yeah.
We're both very strong-headed individuals. So like,
yeah.
On the same time, like I'll ask her a fitness-related question. She'll give me an answer I don't like, and I'll catch an attitude. You know, so like we're the same person, and that's what makes it great. Is because we'll argue, maybe we'll scream and yell at each other, but 10 minutes later, it's over.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be that way. Realistically, like there's nothing that we actually seriously argue about. It's a serious topic because we're not that dumb. One, but two, when we do argue, it's over in 30 seconds because we both know it's not worth it, and we're both trying to reach the same goal.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, that's important. And if you're in a relationship and you don't have those like little stupid like disagreements, then there's a problem.
It's weird.
Right. Exactly. But
I also will say there's no chance. Let's say him and I were together. Like I could never be with someone who doesn't have my lifestyle. I could never be with someone who doesn't work out or who just doesn't care about their overall health. Like that is such a huge thing in my life. Like it is my life. I'm a personal trainer and I'm competing in a sport. Like this is literally my entire life. So it's impossible for me to be with someone who can understand things that I'm talking about in the gym. Like, oh, I just hit a PR. Like, oh, what's a PR? Nope. I could never deal with that. Like, and I need you to just care about like your health.
Let's dive into community. Whether it be in the community you're living in now or back home, or in general, what problems do you see within the community?
There's a lot of violence.
More violence than love. That's what it is. Especially here, back home as well, because obviously we're next to Newburgh back home.
But like us being in Schenectady and Albany, like it's really, really bad. It's a very violent area, and it's really, really sad because it's like almost every other weekend, college student was just pulled into a deli and assaulted, or like this person was just stabbed on the corner of this street and that street, and it's like, or
shooting on this here,
or a cop being shot. Like that shit happens a lot up here too. Like I'm sorry, my cat.
You're good.
It's so annoying. But like that's something that obviously has been something that people are trying to change forever. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's not changing, and if anything, it's just getting worse. Like I feel like, what is actually going to happen to make this change?
Yeah, like honestly, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, the world that we're living in today is a
so
world that I would
scary.
not want to bring my kid into right now.
It's so scary.
If I was ready to have a kid right now,
No.
I wouldn't be ready to have a kid right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I was at the age where like I was comfortably living and I could, I wouldn't. Just because like there is so much violence, and it goes back to what we were talking about before, is like, where's the love? Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna sound so corny, but like when I was in college, like, you know, Coach Mack, remember Coach Mack, my old college football coach, the old dude?
Yep.
Great guy. He always spewed the craziest BS out of his mouth with these random stories. But one thing I always took away from him was Everyone's always going to remember how you made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lived that way since I met him when I was 17 years old. I wasn't even 18 yet, going into college football. And he said it the first day of our summer camp. And like, looking back at that moment, I probably thought he was crazy. But like looking back on it now and like thinking about it is like, everyone should be shown love the first time you meet them, realistically.
Because it's like, why not?
At the end of the day, because
What's
like,
the problem with just being a nice person?
You know, and like, listen, I get it. There's beef over random BS, obviously, but like at the end of the day, like there's people that are just mean to people's in their first impression. Realistically, you don't know the value that that person can have in your life, or if they could just be a friend, or what they're going through. What if you being mean to them just put them in such a hole that they're gonna go? Let's just say they're gonna go home and they're gonna harm themselves, or they're gonna go do something irrational. You know, you may have just sent them over the edge. And I've met so many people in my life, and I think it just comes with like working in the job fields that I have, between coaching and meeting kids and parents, and bartending and meeting random people all night long, just coming in and talking to you. I don't know. I just feel like if everyone's initial first encounter with somebody was nice and pleasant, like it should be, and show everyone the respect that they should be shown. Because realistically, I don't care how much money you have. You're not beneath anybody. I tell people all the time, like people that want to mouth off and all this, that, and the third, like I don't care who you are, how much money you got. I don't care. If you're a good person, I'm going to like you.
Yeah.
If you're not a good person, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Realistically, because if you're not a good person and you want to ask me why I'm not nice to you, I'm going to tell you straight up, it's because you're not a good person. You're not my cup of tea. That's fine, to each their own, but I'm just not going to spend my time with you. But at the end of the day, I just feel like there's not enough love shown.
But like, this is something that we need to like take care of. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. And like, honestly, but those things start with just the everyday encounter, first encounter with a person, you know what I'm saying? And then it builds, and then it builds, and then it builds. Like, look at, even during COVID, maybe certain rules and regulations may have not been agreed on, agreed with by regular population of people. But at the same time, like there was a virus going on. And instead of, hey, do you have everything you need? Is there any way that I can get you COVID tests? Is there any way that I can get you this? Can I help you in this way, that way to keep you healthy? Instead of that, it's more of, oh, you voted for Trump. Oh, you voted for Biden. I hope you die. I don't care what the virus does to you. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we're people. We're people. We live on the same planet. We live in the same space. We're the same being. Obviously, we're all different in our own way, but at the same time, like
there's no care for just humans.
Right.
In general
That's
anymore.
what it is.
It's everything has to be divided.
That's what it is. Everything's divided, and it's just no good. And it just comes down. It's no good. That's just what it is. It's just no good. Realistically, I don't know. And I know that we're just sitting here talking about it, and it's going to be hard to actually change things. But I mean, someone's got to try. Someone's got to start.
And yeah, just to piggyback again, it's like everything is a competition. Everything is you versus me. It's never like us versus the problem.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing. Is it wasn't humans versus COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? It was me being healthier than you dying before I do.
Yep.
Where is the logic there? It just is so mind blowing to me and boggling. It's just like, and instead of pushing all of these pharmaceutical drugs into people,
get people in the gym.
You tell them, hey, clean up your diet, get a little physical activity, and you'll be okay. If you get the virus, it won't be as severe, and you'll beat it if you're healthy. But instead, we're like, yo, just keep taking these drugs and go eat Big Mac every day. Go ahead, you'll be all right. Where's the logic there? Because realistically, you're pumping drugs into people and you're feeding them bullshit. They're going to die anyway, whether it's from the virus or from diabetes.
Yep.
I don't know. I know I sound like such a fit freak, but like that's just the reality of it. Like it's just that simple. It literally is that simple.
It is that simple. And
again, I'm just passionate about it. Why like I get worked up on it, but like I don't know. That's just me.
No, honestly, like aside from like our busy schedules, I would love to just like talk to you too, because I feel like we're just having this conversation. I don't even feel like we're actually doing like this whole interview setting. Like having a good time.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, I don't know. It's good to talk to like-minded people because like you're someone that understands.
Right.
Like there's people that like said these same things too, and they're
and
like,
it literally isn't clicking in their brain.
Yeah.
And I will sit there and I'm like, what are you not getting?
But you know what but you want to know what the answer is across the board though when I say these things to people? Oh, that's not how it works though. Oh, that's not how the government works. Oh, that's not how the country runs. Oh, that's not how the world works.
Again,
Bro,
why?
Why though? It can
Right.
work like that. It starts with you and me. It starts with us three. It starts with me talking to someone else and word of mouth and just spreading love. That's literally all it comes down
Right.
to. And like, I know it sounds so like romantic comedy of me, but like it all comes down to just love in the world. That's
Yeah.
literally all it comes down to. Is if people just loved each other and actually cared, our doctors wouldn't falsely push drugs into people and they'll actually advise them to go seek real help that will actually give value to them. You know? So I don't know. Crazy world.
No, honestly, like my favorite question to ask people, like when just like the conversation we're having and they're not getting it, like I just love to say, like, are you okay? Like literally, like, are you okay? Because like how do
Right.
you not see like what is happening in this
It's
world?
not real.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Like I love asking that question to people. Are you okay? Like, are you okay? My last question, and then anything else you guys would love to add, but just any generalized statement that you want to add to, you know, this.
My God, we've said so much.
I know.
Yeah, I got it. So
I got it.
so realistically, after talking this whole entire time, the common theme is health and wellness and fitness is realistically the answer. At
To
the
life.
end of the day, is the answer to life. And like, I know it sounds so crazy, and I know it sounds like so biased because we're in that community, but think about it like this. If everyone changed their diet the slightest bit, everyone had some sort of physical activity, everyone actually cared for themselves, we wouldn't have all these viruses. We wouldn't have all these people dying. We wouldn't have our country wouldn't be obese, labeled obese as a whole country when some of us aren't obese, obviously.
But I think
You know, like,
what comes with that too is I think like places like Whole Foods, like they can't be as expensive as it is.
well, that's
And trash food like McDonald's and things like that, yeah, sure, that might hurt making money for the country, but people are gonna have to spend money on healthy food to make up for that. Like,
right.
people are just, especially America, wants everything immediately. Like, they have no patience for anything. Everyone in America is fat and unhealthy because they want everything so fast.
Right.
And they don't care that there's 1,200 grams of sodium in your one burger from McDonald's. Like,
Because no one wants to put the work in. But I just think that
Everyone's lazy.
the answer is health, wellness, fitness, and spread the love. That's what it is. Honestly, closing statements for this. Like, whoever's listening to
be
this
a good
recording,
human.
you heard it here first. Like, this is the start, and we're all going to do it. Okay, and we're going to make a change because it's got to start. And there's never been a company that's actually come out and actually attacked the community and saying we are
Like
unhealthy
this.
and we have
Yeah.
to change it. There's no other business I've ever seen try and do it. So I think that we have to do it. We have to hit it hard, and you can't back down when people are going to push back on what we're saying because like that's them not wanting to hear the truth.
Yeah.
And that's what it really comes down to, realistically. So health, wellness, fitness, show the love. That's how it's got to go.
You sure
actually-
close it out.
Actually get as a society, and that's what it is.
Mic drop.